to do a little short video explanation of some of these different ways of looking at how we introduce children to numbers. And this is actually from Waldorf school curriculum. But when I train public school teachers in the use of these methodologies, oftentimes they're required to teach the numbers and numeracy much earlier than first grade. So they find these very helpful because they're more brain friendly or early childhood friendly. And so I thought I would just let you all, I know I've shown you the alphabet in the Waldorf curriculum, so I wanted to show you how numbers are taught too. And one of the things that's really interesting about the way numbers are introduced is the children do draw and make a lot of art with, they have special blank books that they make their own textbooks. So if you notice here, I'm going to show you the rainbow because it is used to work with the number 7. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors they're used, and then the number 7. So that's something that is done in schools to help kids with numeracy being something that makes sense to them in their world. So you can't really see that as well as I want you to, but you can see there's 2 hands that are drawn here. And then there's your rainbow again. This is a math lesson book, so it's got a title there. And you can see this is a math story where something has happened. There's +2, +6, -1. So in the story, things are happening. And these are the math equations. So in first grade math in a Waldorf school, children learn all the operations at once. So that's what that is. And then here is an illustration from the story that has its own math equation. So you can see that there were 24 blueberries and they were divided into 3 baskets, and the children actually draw them in the baskets. And they love the stories that go with these before they do the math equation. And of course, color is something the brain loves. It helps the brain retain information. Here is 8, 1, 2, 3, 4 spider legs, 8 spider legs. So that's something that you can use. Here you have another drawing of another numeral. So you can see the kids are drawing their own versions of the story that the teacher has told. And then down here, you can see here's the 3 times tables. That's introduced later in first grade. So I thought I would show you that. And then here you have the 4 times table, and that's introduced also later in first grade. So I just wanted to show you some examples of, here's another spider that another teacher did for the number 8. So basically wanting you to see how color and drawings are used in Waldorf school math. If they're helpful to you to see that, that's great. I also want you to use this website and look at the math games for learning numbers. There's some good ones in there that could be used in early childhood. Some of them are too old, but most of them are pretty good. Here's a math activity that would probably be something that you want to look at. So let's open it up so you can see. This is something you would do maybe with a small group of children, and you would have to learn this little rhyme first. Tell me, children, tell me when we will learn to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can have them jump. She has using fingers here. I would probably have them jump 10 times or take 10 steps, something a little more mobile. But this gets the numbers sense into their bodies, which is where you want it first. So this is a really actually very important piece, and I wanted to make sure I mentioned it, that this sense of number has to be in children's bodies first. They count as they move, and that's how they establish one-to-one correspondence. So that's super important. I want to make sure I mention that. Okay, let's go back. Let me get out of here. Sorry. And then here are some games. As I mentioned, some of the ones further on, some of these will not be early childhood appropriate, but some of them will. And you notice how many of them involve kids moving, jumping rope, and playing games. So I'm going to have you look these over and talk about them a little bit in your reading reflections. So I thought I would do this little recording to show them to you.